Hello, my name is Lucy McKenna and I'm a PhD student at the ADAPT Centre in Trinity College Dublin. In this video I'll be demonstrating my linked data interlinking framework called NAISC-L, which I've developed for the library domain. So I've already prepared a link set, which is a container for the links that you create, the interlinks that you create. In this case, I created one for the James Joyce collection, and I have chosen the French National Library, the BNF, as the internal data set. So this is the data set from which I will be creating the links, and these links will be interlinking entities within the BNF to external entities that are related to it. So here you can see the internal entities. So these are the entities from the BNF that I've added to the link set. In this case, I've only added one, but this is where any number of internal entities would be. In order to add a new internal entity, you simply click this button. You can add the label, the URI, a description, and you can also define where the entity is on the Ferber model if you choose to do so. In this case, the internal entity is the SCOLS concept for the novelist, playwright, poet, and critic James Joyce, taken again from the BNF. So then by clicking on the entity, I can see any related entities that I've added. So in this case, again, I've already added the SCOLS concept for the Irish novelist and poet James Joyce from the VIAF dataset. To do this, I simply clicked on Add Entity. And from here, I could see a list of dataset suggestions. I could narrow this list depending on what I was looking for. So in this case, I was looking for a controlled name. And I could click on the VIAF authority file. That would take me to the VIAF website where I could search for James Joyce and copy the URI, enter it in here, the label and a description, and again, enter where it lies in the Ferber model if I chose to do so. I can also choose from saved entities or related entities that I've added previously just to speed up the process. Up here, I can see the provenance for the link set, so the James Joyce collection. I can see who created it, when, who they were, and who they were acting on behalf of. I can also see any deleted interlinks that were previously part of the link set. And also the provenance for these interlinks. And it also shows what interlink the interlink was replaced by. So in order to create a new interlink between the James Joyce in the BNF and the James Joyce entity in VIAF, I simply click on Add Interlink. Step one is to decide what kind of relationship are between the two entities. So here I can choose from James Joyce BNF is identical to James Joyce VIAF, is identical in certain contexts, almost identical to, similar to, associated with, different to. Depending on which one I look at in the drop-down menu, I can see a different definition of the relationship in order to help me decide what kind of relationship are between the two entities. In this case, I've decided that they are identical to one another. The next step then is to decide the link type or property that just best describes the relationship between the two entities. So again, by clicking on each of the different properties, I can see a definition for the link type in order to help me choose which one best describes the relationship. This drop-down menu changes depending on the type of relationship that you chose in step one. So in this case, because they're both SCOLS concepts, I'm going to choose SCOLS exact match. If the property that I was looking for wasn't available in the drop-down menu, I can search ontologies on the Linked Data LOV website for a property that I would like to use and choose it from here. Once I've chosen my link type, step 3 is to add a justification for why I created that interlink between these two entities and why I chose this particular link property. So after creating this link, I can view the provenance. So this includes the justification, the date, the creator, their occupation, and who they acted on behalf of, so their organization. And before adding this interlink to the RDF graph, I can preview the RDF here. So I can preview the work that I've done and the interlinks that I've created. So there's an interlink visualization. So again, this shows James Joyce BNF is an exact match for VIAF, James Joyce VIAF. And I can also view the RDF here. I can view this in different formats. So if I'm happy with what I've created, I can then update the graph. And in doing so, I permanently add the interlink that I just created to the graph for the James Joyce link set. So here again is the visualization, the interlink graph. And in this, once I've created the graph, I can also see the provenance visualization. So this shows all the information that was available to do with the creator, the organization that they work for, why, the justification behind the link, etc. This is also available in RDF. And also there's a relationship graph. So this defines the relationship between the interlink graph and the provenance graph. So once I'm happy with that, I can download the RDF in different formats. And I can go back to adding interlinks to my data set.